School year programming is underway at the Hayes Public Library as they continue to develop their technological resources. Communications Coordinator Callie Kolacny stops by to share the details on this episode of the Post Podcast.
We always have good entertainment going on in some form or another, but I want to mention first our foundation fundraiser. It's coming up this Saturday. We've been talking about it for a couple of months now, but it's actually coming up this Saturday, 6:30 to around 9. Tickets are still available, but not very many. We are almost at our max limit for our tickets. So if you still want tickets, you need to go ahead and either go to the library to purchase them or go online to hayeslibrary.org, and you'll see the little scrolling thing and click on the fundraiser and you can buy your tickets there. They cost $30 a piece. We have had to have a change with our keynote speaker. Marcy Penner from the Kansas Sampler Foundation, was going to be here, but she, for some unforeseen circumstances, is not able to, but we were very lucky to get Bob Dixon. Bob Dixon was the mayor of Greensburg after the tornado wiped out the town, and he's the one that helped really spur the reclamation of Greensburg. And so I think he'll have a really interesting talk. And I've had some friends that have seen him before, and we're very lucky to have been able to get him on such short notice.
That's incredible. Yes, I've actually had the opportunity myself to hear him speak, and not recently. I think it's been a number of years ago. But real interesting story, and the work they had to do to put that town back together is just. It's incredible, the planning and the forethought, but then also the work that also had to go behind it.
Yeah, the direction that they took it into with being very sustainable. It's just really interesting. So we're excited to have Bob Dixon come. We'll have a raffle, a little bit of a silent auction. We've had some great sponsors and donations from a lot of wonderful people around town. And so we're very excited. It's going to be a fun night.
Very cool. I wonder if real quickly, before we talk about some of these other events, if you want to talk to us about why is the foundation so important to the library?
Sure. The foundation is the fundraising arm of the library. So when we get donations and things, and it goes through the foundation, it can be out anything from if somebody wants to, give us $50 or write a check for any amount of money, or some end-of-life planning types of things, some trusts and stuff like that. That can all go through the foundation. We also have an account with the Heartland Community Foundation, so you can make donations to the Hayes Public Library Foundation through them as well. And then that money goes back into the library for mainly non-budgeted items, things that come up that we need at the library, but it wasn't something that was specifically planned for or budgeted necessarily. One of the things we wanted to do was the bookmobile. Well, the foundation paid for half of the bookmobile. The other half was Dane G. Hansen Foundation. And so our foundation was able to, without that money, we would not have been able to have the bookmobile. They also paid for, and this was a budgeted item, but yet they were able to put money into the most recent renovation. And that was able to fund some of the, as you're doing a renovation, little things come up, or you think, if we only had a little bit more money, we could make that a little bit better. Well, those kinds of donations from the foundation and from the Friends of the Public Library, those help to get those things that were maybe just a little bit nicer, a little bit more fitting with what we needed at the library. So they're the ones that are doing things like that by raising that money. And because they've spent so much money in the last couple of years on those big projects, we kind of need to refill those coffers. So that's a little bit about what the Foundation Fundraiser is about, but also just to raise awareness that it does exist and why it's important to the library, because they can make all of those donations.
Very cool. Sure, it's going to be a great time.
It'll be so much fun. Come on out, have some cheese and wine and little mini cheesecakes and lots of great conversation. Listen to Bob Dixon, maybe come away with some fun raffle prizes or something. It's going to be a great time.
Absolutely. Very cool. All right, well, we got to move on because we got to talk about all these cool events. And this one, I'm curious what this is. Hummingbirds in Kansas. This is actually starting here in about a couple hours.
Yeah. This is today at 10 o'clock. And it's kind of a late edition, but we're going to have a man there to talk about the hummingbirds and their migration and habitats and how you can maybe attract them and when they would be in Kansas. So if you're curious about that, come on down to the library this morning at 10 o'clock. Also today we have our Making Sense of series continues. It's Making Sense of Gardening. We'll talk more about seed saving. That'll be today at 5:30 this evening. Tomorrow we have another program that we're just lucky to be able to get, Bicycling with Monarchs. So the monarch butterflies. Sarah Dykman rode her bicycle over 10,000 miles and followed the migration of the monarch butterflies through 3 countries. And she wrote a book on it. And she just happens to be passing through town this week and was able to stop by tomorrow at 5:30 and to talk about her experience. And she'll do a book signing. So it sounds fascinating to me. I will definitely be there to hear about this. So that's tomorrow at 5:30. We are bringing back the cookbook club. So we'll take a couple different cookbooks each month, and you can look through it, make a recipe, and come and share with the group. That'll be on the third Thursdays at 11 a.m. We've got a program on Saturday. This will be before the Foundation Fundraiser. You've Got Mail. We're exploring letter writing through history. That'll be Saturday at 11 a.m. It's part of our World Language Club, which is a new monthly program on the third Thursdays. We're going to have Harry Potter Family Night. We always do this every year. It's a lot of fun. This will be on September 29th at 5 o'clock, 5 to 7. So if you're a Harry Potter family, come on out and share Harry Potter Family Nights. And then Oktoberfest at the library. We do our own Oktoberfest with the Hot Shots Polka Band on the weekend before the other Oktoberfest. So that'll be on October 1st from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Very cool. You can't get enough polka, I don't think.
No, of course not.
It's always a good time.
I think we're going to have beer rocks, and what's better than that?
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, I'm wondering about this. The 100 books before high school and 100 books before graduation. We talked, I think, very briefly about that last time. Is that still going on?
Well, this is a new thing, actually, because we've been doing the 1,000 books before kindergarten. And that's been going on for quite a while. So now we're expanding it and trying to get the teenagers involved. So we're doing 100 books before high school. So that's for the middle school age kids. And then 100 books before graduation for the high schoolers. You can register through Beanstack. So again, we're doing Beanstack. Register and keep track of all of your books and win some prizes along the way. And just to really trying to get, more interested in reading. That can be a difficult age for them to be, interested in it. So it's just a fun thing for us to do to try to spur them along. Yeah,
absolutely. And while you're on your phone, downloading that Beanstack app, if you don't have it, which is cool, great. And you also use that for like the summer events all of that as well.
Yeah, summer reading stuff. Yeah.
You got a library app too, right?
We're so excited about this. We have a Hayes Public Library app. What you do is go to your app store, whether it's whichever kind of phone you've got, and download MyLibro, 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 and then search for Hayes Public Library. When you find that, then you'll put in your library card number and your PIN number. The PIN number is your last 4 digits of your library card number.
That's important.
Yes,
I learned.
Very important. It's very important.
You got to have that number.
Yeah, the last 4 digits of your library card number is your PIN number. And through this app, you can then manage all of your library cards. Say your family, you and your kids, they all have a different library card. You can put them all on the app. And so you can manage all of your library card accounts. You can access the digital resources. If you like to read books through or listen to books through Libby, it's right there. You don't even need the Libby app anymore. If you like to use Hoopla, you still need the Hoopla app. But if you find the book that you want, it'll take you directly to the Hoopla app. You can also, of course, search the library catalog. You can place holds. You can place ILL requests. There's a digital barcode on there so that you can use in the building on the kiosk so that you don't need your physical library card necessarily. So if you happen to leave it in the car but you've got your phone, then you're good to go. It's great. I mean, it has everything that you could want pretty much for the library, and you can access the library website, the event calendar, all of that through the app.
I love that. And you know what I really like? You guys are always you're so tech forward and connecting all these things and Hoopla and, especially Hoopla. I love Hoopla. I get in there all the time. But the digital resources and then to tie it all together into this, very cool. And it's not intimidating at all. And if you do run into problems like I did, you just contact the library. It's so super helpful. I don't remember the young woman's name that helped me out a couple weeks ago, but oh man, she was great and very patient. And I just felt like a fool because I couldn't make this work. And she's like, oh, you just do this and this and this. But it was perfect.
Well, good. I'm very glad to hear that. But yeah, if you aren't sure how to download any of the app or anything else, Hoopla, things like that, come to the library. We would be so happy to help you. I helped a guy download the Hoopla app the other day because he wanted to listen to The Hobbit, and that was the device that it was on. And so we downloaded it. He was good to go. It took very little, not even 5 minutes to get it done. And yeah, we want to help. We want you to have access to all of these wonderful things that we have at the library.
Absolutely. Now, Callie, there's one last thing we got to talk about before we go. This is early active reading. What is this about? Is this kicked off already?
Yes, it started in September, and it's a new program. It's on Friday mornings at 11 a.m. It's really for 3 to 5 year olds and kind of early elementary that aren't in school. And it's exercise the body and the mind. The other day they were exploring the letter S, and they had big S's in tape on the floor, and they were using little toy cars to trace the shape of the S, things like that. So it does some physical movement along with trying to work that into the mind as they learn how to read and they learn their letters and things like that. So it's just it's a new program there. I also want to mention really quick tutoring. We do have our tutoring is back with the Fort Hays students, and they're there and they're ready to help. And it's generally from 3 to 6. On Wednesdays, there's somebody there that's at 2 o'clock. So if you want to bring somebody early, then 2 to 6. But they're great. They can really help with, even math. How many parents understand today's math?
I don't.
Exactly.
I can't help. We had to hire a tutor because I can't help my kids with math.
And you can get free after school tutoring at the library. If you want more information on it or to make an appointment, go to hayslibrary.org/tutoring to go ahead and get on there to make sure that you've got a set aside time. But they also will do walk-ins if they're not already busy. And they're Very upstairs on the second floor.
All right. I love that. And what a cool program. And such an asset to the community. You guys provide that for free. That's very cool.
Yeah, we want to be able to make sure that we can help those kids in whatever the way they need.
Awesome. Callie, before we go, how can they find out more information?
Sure. Go to our website, as I've mentioned a couple times, hayslibrary.org. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're also on TikTok now.
I love it.
Yes, TikTok. Or give us a call, 625-9014.